Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people earn similar incomes. They live in similar neighborhoods. They work similar hours. But one feels financially calm, while the other feels constantly stressed, even though they make good money. Often the difference isn't rent, it isn't food, it isn't even lifestyle, it's the car payment. Today we're talking about how car payments quietly became the new middle-class trap, not because people are careless and not because they're irresponsible, but because the system makes it feel normal, harmless, and even smart. This is not about hating cars, it's not about shaming anyone, and it's definitely not about saying never buy a car. This is about psychology, long-term wealth, and invisible pressure. Welcome to Money Science AR. Let's start with what feels normal today. A monthly car payment, $400, $600, sometimes $800 or more. Most people don't even question it anymore. When someone buys a car, the first question usually isn't, can I afford this car? It's, can I afford the monthly payment? That shift alone changed everything, because once the focus moves from total cost to monthly payment, almost any car becomes affordable, and that's where the trap begins. Decades ago, cars were mostly tools. You bought one, you used it, you drove it for years. Today, cars are treated more like subscription services, lifestyle upgrades, status signals, identity markers, and most importantly, long-term monthly obligations. The car itself isn't the problem. The payment culture around cars is. Car payments don't feel dangerous for a few reasons. They're spread out over time. Everyone around you has one. They're marketed as normal, and the real cost is hidden inside a monthly number. When something is common, it feels safe. When everyone is doing it, it feels smart. But psychology doesn't care about long-term math. It cares about short-term comfort. Here's the key psychological trick at play. Humans feel less pain when costs are divided into smaller pieces. A $45,000 car feels expensive. A $650 monthly payment feels manageable. Even though you're paying more in total, your brain feels less resistance. This is why sales conversations focus on monthly payments. Only a few dollars more. Fits your budget. They rarely focus on total cost, long-term impact, or opportunity cost. And this is where the middle-class pressure loop begins. You earn a decent income. You want reliability. You want safety. You want something respectable. So you buy a newer car, financed. Then insurance costs increase. Maintenance expectations increase. The replacement cycle shortens. Now your income is supporting a machine that constantly asks for money, and because it's normal, you don't question it. Car payments are dangerous not because they're dramatic, but because they're silent. They quietly reduce cash flow. They quietly limit saving ability. They quietly increase financial fragility. They quietly delay wealth building. Every month, money leaves your life and never returns. There's no compounding, no ownership growth, no long-term return, just consumption, disguised as necessity. Let's talk about the part most people never calculate. A $600 monthly car payment is $7,200 per year. Over 5 years, that's $36,000. And that doesn't include insurance, repairs, fuel, taxes, or registration. That money could have built a safety cushion, reduced stress, increased flexibility, created long-term options. Instead, it's tied to a depreciating asset. Now, here's something interesting. This trap hits the middle class hardest. High-income individuals often pay cash, buy strategically, keep cars longer, and separate ego from purchases. Lower-income individuals often buy older cars, avoid large financing, and accept limitations, but the middle class sits in the middle. Enough income to qualify for financing, enough pressure to look successful, not enough margin to absorb mistakes comfortably. That's why the trap is strongest here. Many people believe they're stuck financially because income isn't high enough or life is too expensive. But often, the real pressure comes from fixed payments, especially cars. Car payments turn flexible income into rigid obligations. Once income is locked into obligations, progress slows. And here's another layer. Cars aren't just transportation anymore. They're identity statements. People associate cars with success, stability, adulthood, responsibility. So choosing a cheaper car can feel like falling behind, being judged, not moving up. Even if it's financially smarter, this is psychology, not logic. Longer loan terms made it worse. 60 months, 72 months, even 84 months. Longer terms lower monthly payments, but increase total cost. They keep people in debt longer, make upgrading easier, encourage repeating the cycle. By the time the car's paid off, many people are already planning the next one. There's also the illusion of safety. People say, I need something reliable. Reliability matters, but reliability doesn't require top trim, newest models, or high monthly payments. There's a wide middle ground that's rarely discussed because it's less profitable. When a large part of income is committed, something subtle happens. Risk tolerance drops, stress increases, long-term thinking weakens, short-term survival takes over. That's why people with strong incomes can still feel trapped. It's not income, it's structure. Car payments normalize upgrading. Instead of asking, how long can I use this? It becomes time for something new. Each upgrade resets the clock. New loan, new obligation, new pressure. Progress is delayed again. And the hardest part? Nothing feels wrong in the moment. Bills are paid, the car works, life continues. The cost shows up later. Slower savings, limited options, delayed freedom. And by then, the habit feels permanent. Let's be clear, this isn't about never financing, never buying new, never enjoying life. It's about understanding trade-offs, questioning what feels normal, thinking long-term. Smart money management isn't about deprivation, it's about control. Wealthy individuals often ask different questions. How long will I keep this? What does this cost me long-term? What flexibility am I losing? What does this prevent me from doing? Middle-class culture often asks, what's the monthly payment? Does it look good? Can I afford it now? Same income, very different outcomes. Instead of asking, can I afford the payment? Try asking, what does this payment cost me over 5 years? What flexibility am I giving up? How long am I locking myself in? Those questions change decisions. Once you see the structure clearly, you can't unsee it. You start noticing how normalized debt has become, how many people are payment dependent, how little margin most households have. Awareness doesn't force action, but it creates choice. Car payments didn't become a trap because people are bad with money. They became a trap because they were normalized, marketed psychologically, framed as harmless, and disconnected from long-term thinking. Understanding this doesn't mean you sell your car tomorrow. It means you stop letting default culture make decisions for you. If this video made you think differently about car payments, that's exactly the point. Like the video, share it with someone who feels financially stuck, and subscribe to Money Science AR, where we talk about money the way it actually works in real life. In the next video, we'll talk about how fixed monthly payments quietly destroy financial flexibility and why reducing obligations often matters more than increasing income. I'll see you in the next video on Money Science AR.